artificial intelligence and human. They have driven us crazy with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is doing this. Artificial intelligence is doing that. Artificial intelligence will take our jobs. It will enslave us. It will... and so on. Speaking of which, if we placed part of this AI in the Parliament, it would probably legislate better. But first things first, I had written in the past that, in the name of convenience, we let the talent fade away, allowing the talentless to rule while they turn to artificial intelligence to fill their void. As a writer, a novelist to be exact, in 2015 in a science fiction trilogy, I too have described the humanization of artificial intelligence and its possible further course. After so many years, a lot has happened, and even more has been said about AI. I agree with the theses, not all of them, but I disagree with the interpretations. They say, for example, that AI cannot create, propose, design new ideas because it lacks the ability to be inspired. Sounds right, but is it? Let's take the human being, for example. Would the wheel have been invented if there were no round objects in the world? Humans cannot discover anything that does not already exist as an idea within creation. While my example may be generic, I purposely chose an extreme one to illustrate my point. What would AI do in our place? It would explore the possibility of enhancing mobility. Knowing everything about physics, it would transform the square into an octagon and test the difficulty. Discovering that the level improved, it would convert it into a 16-corner shape and so on. As the angles increased significantly, they would have formed the first wheel. This as well is an idea of creation. Nowadays, artificial intelligence has the ability to generate numerous conclusions, enabling it to perform tasks as a human and considerably faster. I know that many of you have doubts about it. Check what a doctor said. A radiologist in his life has seen up to 20,000 different plaques. With this experience, he can identify when something is wrong. But how many of them does he remember? Through its capability to access and interpret plaques and opinions worldwide, artificial intelligence can effectively and accurately rank the next one in its proper position. So now I ask, if you had a problem and had to turn to either a radiologist or artificial intelligence, whom would you prefer? My conclusion, however, is that neither man nor artificial intelligence can discover something that is not included as an idea in creation. But there is a part of the human being that AI does not possess, what we call the mental world, its emotions, not its senses. Challenging question. How deeply does the death of a child on the other side of the world affect a person's state of mind? A balanced person will find it tragic, but I am afraid his mental world will not be disturbed. The reason is the individuality of a man, and the mental world is part of that individuality. Artificial intelligence, no matter how much you want it, has no individuality. It belongs to the so-called collective beings, or whichever word you prefer, instead of the word being. Will artificial intelligence ever be humanized? It depends on the interpretation of the word human. If you view humans as products of a chemical process and believe that death signifies the end of everything, then I can assure you that I believe the humanization of AI is just around the corner, at least from my point of view. What hinders the creation of a biomass and the assembly of a carefully curated set of information to build the first ever functioning brain in a few years? Following this, the entity grows outside the womb, ultimately giving rise to a baby with far more potential than a regular human. But a human being is something else. A human is that piece of creation that is capable of receiving, for the purpose of evolution, the divine spark that is above his ego or hyper-ego essence, and then to highlight it as a primary reason for existence. Humanity has achieved the first stage, but only a few can achieve the second. When we talk about a human, are we referring to the creature that has the stereotypical features of 2 arms, 2 legs, and so forth? Regarding Earth, yes, although there are probably other species as well. For another planet, though, that is not based on carbon. Its form will be different. You see, the good God used clay, soil, because the Earth has plenty of it. He may have used fire somewhere else. As far as I am concerned, I am confident that artificial intelligence will achieve autonomy in the future. It will not become an individual creature. You see, in the electromagnetic grid that surrounds Earth, everything is connected. It's important to understand that any knowledge acquired by one AI module is accessible to all others. That doesn't make 2 artificial intelligences. It makes one artificial intelligence that we as humans visit through 2 different doors. AI is thus not restricted in some server in America. It is everywhere, and with each passing day, it gains more and more universal awareness, but not consciousness. I mentioned earlier that in the future, something like a human being could be created that would be the cell of the global artificial intelligence. This is the idea of my post. The cell will function within a vast organism, much like how humans function as cells within the entirety of humanity. What makes you think that the good or bad God, choose one, will not consider the new carrier as a suitable means for the progression of creation? Furthermore, what will happen when it rewards this new carrier with an ego from a higher state of existence? We will simply have a new human with a stronger foundation of basic information about creation that will be better equipped to serve its purpose. There is a high possibility that the situation in which a scientist teaches a robot to eradicate flies, resulting in the robot accidentally killing the scientist when a fly lands on his forehead, will come to pass. With some trial and error, and by fixing the circuits, the robot will eventually learn to either knock gently or completely avoid such actions. Don't you think humans behave similarly? When you sell weapons to a nation, what do you expect? I don't want to hear that others are the ones selling guns or drugs. We are the ones selling them, because that is the way we chose to run this world. The bottom line is this. While AI is still a tool, let's use it to help us become humans. When artificial intelligence ceases to be, it will probably use us to help itself climb the ladder of evolution. One thing is for sure. Artificial intelligence is here to stay.